Voices. Voices inside my head. They all say the same thing. They preach of my insignificance. They feed on my fear. It's written that Jesus gives me the strength to do anything. He told me to change the world, to tell others about His love. I just want to make a difference. But who am I? What if the voices are wrong? I can reach one. But what if God wants me to reach millions? What if my dreams aren't big enough? I feel something stirring. What if God is about to pour His Spirit on my people? I hear a new voice. It's a waterfall. It's thunder. whisper of a question. Who will carry the message? Here I am. Send me. God sent me. Who are you sent?
Minsan may isang leader na bumuo ng grupo. Noong una, konti lang ang sumunod sa kanya. 1, 5, 12, naging 1,000. Lumaki ang influence, naging influencer. Sumobra naman ang dami ng followers. Binulat niya ang mata ng marami. Iniba niya ang paniniwala ng karamihan. Hanggang sa dumami ang kanyang mga bashers. Sinubukan siyang patahimikin. Ayaw na daw nilang makinig ng katotohanan ang mensaheng dala niya. Hindi lang unfollow. Pinapatay siya. Pinako. Yan si Jesus.
Yan si Jesus. Ano ba to? Hi, I'm Floyd, and I will assist you today. Yan si Jesus, our evangelistic videos showing how Jesus identifies with us. Nakasama natin siya sa ups and downs ng ating buhay. Pero, marami pang tao ang hindi nakakalam nito. Tama? Together, ipamalita natin ang mabuting balita na ito sa lahat ng tao. So, we invite churches to join our Yan si Jesus churchwide campaign. All the materials are free to use. Sa inyong mga local churches, online outreach, or even sa inyong discipleship groups. Mag-fill up lang ang inyong churches sa link na ito. And we will share with you the content and materials for this exciting campaign. MMM. Mobilize, Motivate, Measure. Mobilize a team of volunteers. The link we provided contains all the suggested steps na kailangan nyo para maging effective ang campaign na ito. Mayroon din kaming suggested sermon outline na pwede nyong gamitin as you launch your evangelistic campaign. Motivate your team to believe for hearts to be touched when the videos are shared. The link also has the suggested Yan si Jesus videos that you can share on a weekly basis. You can share directly from your church Facebook wall yung video, or you can send directly sa messenger privately na gusto mong i-reach out ng mga tao. From this, you can start an ongoing conversation about life and Christ. Measure impacts by collating feedback and responses from contacts. Ito naman ay para mag-gauge ng inyong churches ang impact sa paggamit ng videos na ito in sharing Jesus online. Ilan ba ang na-reach out ng campaign? Ilan ba ang nag-respond at ilan din ang nakakilala at tumanggap kay Jesus? All this can be modified ng inyong church team kung paano mas magiging effective para sa inyong target audience. Iba-iba man tayo ng pag-share online, ang goal natin ay iisa lang, is to share Jesus to as many people in our circle of influence as we possibly can. It's time to engage people online. Sumali na sa Yan si Jesus campaign.
Nahihiya ka sa nangyari sa'yo. Pakiramdam mo ang dumi-dumi mo. Nawalan ka na ng pag-asa kasi kahit sabihin mo naman sa iba ang pinagdaanan mo, hindi ka nila lubos na maiintindihan. At wala din namang magbabago sa nakaraan. Tingin mo, wala nang magmamahal at tatanggap sa'yo. Nahihirapan kang mapatawad ang sarili mo. Pero ano pa man ang nangyari, tanggap ka niya. At mahal ka pa rin niya. Hindi magbabago yun. Yan si Jesus.
Do you have a camera? Do you desire to expand your skills and make a difference in your community? Join us for a 2-day in-person photography training. In this Multiply Masterclass, you'll learn how to capture photos that stand out from the rest and gain hands-on experience photographing worship services, community events, and church architecture. Our instructor will guide you through the basics of photography, lighting, and composition. Day 1. Theory and Samplers. Day 2 will be a photo walk session in Manila. You'll also have the opportunity to connect with other photographers and share your work in a supportive and collaborative environment. Register now for our 2-day church photography training and take your skills to the next level.
Hello, magandang gabi po sa lahat. We are live.
Good evening, everyone. Ayan, sa 37 na viewers natin. Keep on
Uy.
sharing our stream dahil meron tayong napakagandang topic tonight. Ayun.
Tag your friends, yung mga kilala nyo po na mahilig sa design. Tag them all and invite them to this stream tonight. Magandang gabi kayo, Pat. Saka ngayon?
Sa kapit kwarto lang.
Buti naman.
Nasa office ako ngayon. Yeah. Ayun. So, by the way, we are Asia Pacific Media. We are a media ministry based here in Ortigas, Philippines. And our mission is to advance the gospel by empowering Christ followers to use media and technology effectively. Ayun.
Yun, magandang gabi po sa lahat. Again, tag nyo naman po mga friends nyo and tell us saan po kayo galing, saan po kayong church belong, and saan lugar po kayo. Kung dito kayo sa Philippines or abroad, let us know so we can, we can mention.
Yeah. So, bati tayo ng mga viewers natin.
Dami agad po ng comments. No? Sige, batiin natin sila.
Ayan, si Vince from Cabanatuan.
Si Poy. Si Vince. Suki natin yan. Maganda gabi, bro. Para kilala ko to, si Angelo Tocao. Bro, mukhang malapit ka lang dito sa amin. Isa to sa mga designer din. So, bro, tune in ka hanggang matapos yung
ating din. Yeah.
Ito si... ang daming tinatawag ng mga tao.
Ayan, siyempre si Sir Johnson. Hindi. Nanonood din siya.
Saan kaya mga malalayo ngayon?
Si Sir Benjo. Ayan. Good evening po sa inyo. Si Chris Sende. Ayan. God bless to all new knowledge to glorify God. Amen.
Okay, shoutout din natin si Brother Reden. Shoutout naman po. Jesus Christ, Shepherd of My Soul Incorporated from Santa Rosa City, Laguna. Magandang gabi sa inyo, bro.
Ayan. So, papasok na yung ating mga suki na manonood. Ayan. So, just continue to type where you are watching from and what church you belong to. At sabay-sabay tayong matututo tonight. Okay. So, bago tayo pumunta sa topic natin, we have a couple of announcements to share with you. So, kakatapos lang actually a few weeks ago ng aming Multiply Masterclass. Audio training entitled Mixing with the Purpose. Grabe yung nangyari. Yung training na yun, di ba? 2 days.
Siksik yung 2 days natin and I think babad sa information yung ating mga participants sa ating first ever, I think, na in-person after yung mga lockdowns and pandemic. And it's good to have people around the office, new people in the office. So, alam mo, 20 plus na participants.
Yeah. So, hindi doon natatapos yung mga trainings natin sa AP Media na in-person dahil meron na kaming nakahanda na susunod na face-to-face training happening this August. So, para manood ninyo at malaman kung ano itong training na ito, panoorin natin itong video na to.
Do you have a camera? Do you desire to expand your skills and make a difference in your community? Join us for a 2-day in-person photography training. In this Multiply Masterclass, you'll learn how to capture photos that stand out from the rest and gain hands-on experience photographing worship services, community events, and church architecture. Our instructor will guide you through the basics of photography, lighting, and composition. Day 1, Theory and Samplers. Day 2 will be a photo walk session in Manila. You'll also have the opportunity to connect with other photographers and share your work in a supportive and collaborative environment. Register now for our 2-day church photography training and take your skills to the next level.
So yeah, we invite everyone to register now. Register soon kasi limited slots lang yung training po na ito.
Yeah, yun. So exciting to dahil magkakaroon ng photo walk session, no? Somewhere in Manila. Secret muna yan kung saan gagawin. Okay, so ganun din mamayang after ng teaching tonight, we will be once again giving away AP Media merch sa mga kasagot sa ating question of the night. And also, kung you feel that this ministry is helping you grow and be excellent sa inyong ministry sa church media, do send us your stars dito sa live stream, and that helps us sa aming ministry dito sa AP Media.
Amen. And everyone, don't forget to tag your friends because tonight we will be talking about elevating your graphic design process. Okay, so hindi to parang ano ba to? Kasi may mga training na tayo before about design eh. So this is ano ba to, from conceptualization ba to to completion ng design?
Yeah, so kumbaga napaka-importante ng proseso sa lahat ng lahat ng aspeto ng design. So tonight we will be talking about graphic design, and nung pino-formulate namin tong topic na ito, kumbaga the reason why we came up with it is para tulungan yung ating mga graphic designers on how to magkaroon ng system, magkaroon ng how to improve yung kanilang graphic design skills sa pagkakaroon ng isang process. And may quote dito basahin ko Sabi dito, the design process is about asking the right questions, exploring possibilities, and refining ideas until you have arrived at the best solution. Ayun. So sabi yun ni Timothy Samara, isang graphic designer, author, and educator. Ayun.
Okay.
So, syempre, yung magtuturo sa atin tonight ay kung ikaw ay nasa MMF, ay nakikita-kita mo siya nag-interact, and isa siyang very talented graphic designer.
Yes.
His name is James Hidalgo. Ayan. So, James ay isang multimedia director ng Epicenter Church. Ayan. So if you know Pastor Brian from Epicenter in Baguio City, so si James ay multimedia director nila. Over 7 years of graphic design experience. Grabe. With a degree in computer graphics, James blends formal education with hands-on expertise, overseeing captivating visuals and engaging multimedia content. His commitment and creativity effectively communicate the church's message, inspiring members and impacting the community. James' striking visuals leave a lasting impression as he optimizes the design process to deliver exceptional results for Epicenter Church.
So welcome. Sir James Hidalgo. Woohoo!
Yan.
Sir,
Welcome.
Hello po. Good
po.
evening.
thank you po for joining and coming to this webinar tonight. Mag-hi naman po kayo sa lahat ng mga viewers natin na nakatune in.
Oh, may mga fans ka dito.
Meron ba?
Good evening everyone. Good evening po sa lahat po ng nanonood from AP Media and Ministry Forum. Shoutout po kay Pastor Rai. Good evening po,
yes.
Pastor Rai.
Nakatune in siya. Yun, excited
So
na mga
actually,
fans here, bro.
Si James, bago ko pa siya nakilala, actually mas nauna kong nakilala yung design niya. Being friend with Brian for a long time din, nakita ko yung mga sinishare niya sa
Okay.
kanyang social media page and sabi ko, ang ganda naman ng nagde-design nito. And I wonder kung sino nga and finally, later on, nakilala ko nga yung designer nila na si James. Ayan. So, grabe, ang galing mo bro ng the way you design and hopefully tonight, matuto
Yes.
kami, maambunan ng yung talento. Ayan,
so,
okay.
Tune in po tayong lahat. For sure, marami tayong matututunan ngayong gabi from Sir James Hidalgo.
Okay, so take it away bro. God bless as you teach.
Alright po. Okay po. Nakita na po ba yung screen ko? Okay. Yan. So, for this tutorial po, I will be using Photoshop as a design software. So, without further ado, let's start po with ito po yung UI. So, first, yung sa flow ko po, I usually create the yung file po muna or yung document. So, I start with 1080. So, dito po makita po natin dito sa my right side. Width and height. So, I usually start, mostly po kasi yung ginagamit po namin for our social medias are square na posters. So, we use 1080 by 1080. Or actually po, you can use any square na resolution. Pero mostly po ang ginagamit po namin ay 1080. So, we can use it for Instagram and sa Facebook po. Okay, and then, so width is 1080. This is pixels po. Height 1080 and resolution, usually I go for 300 po. And makita po natin dito, there's color mode. So, there are different kinds of color mode pero hindi na po tayo masyado mag-go in depth. So, pag mostly sa lang po, sa online lang or sa computer, sa phone lang, you usually go with RGB color. If you will print it, go with CMYK color. So, I will go with RGB kasi for posting lang po siya and just 8-bit. Dito po sa custom color, I usually start with black pero iwa-white ko po muna para po makita sa screens kasi medyo dark po yung background ng Photoshop ko. So, I start with white po muna. Okay, so create po 1080 and then dito po sa preset details, maybe let's name it AP Media Tutorial. So once na-create ko na po siya, I usually save muna, go to file, and then save. Pero dahil po na-name ko na po siya, nag-automatic po siya na-save sa default na document or kung saan po nasa-save usually yung files ko. And then after ko po ma-create yung file po natin, yung Photoshop file or document, I open my Pinterest. And then usually po nakaganyan lang, naka-home. And then I usually search for search posters. Yan. So for our sa design process ko po, what I usually do is look for inspirations or creating a mood board that will inspire me to design in a certain way. So for example po, this one, usually pag may mga gusto pong gayahin na graphics or if I want to learn a design style, I usually search them. Kunwari, medyo retro po, ganun. Just search retro graphic design. And then, ayan po, lalabas po lahat dito. And then, what I usually do is look for things that parang na-inspire po ako or parang gusto ko pong gayahin or the visuals that I like to copy or to learn. And then I would just save them. Ise-save ko lang po sila. And then mase-save po siya mas-save po siya dito sa mga inspirations. Okay, balik lang po tayo dito sa ano, i-search ko lang po yung church posters ulit. And then usually po I want to design things like this. So pag may nahanap na po ako, I just click it and then sinisave ko po siya or pwede ko po siyang i-copy and then paste it sa and then pini-paste ko lang po siya sa ano ko, sa Photoshop and then hanap po ko ulit ng iba. Pwede po mag-scroll down kasi usually po ang Pinterest, when you click something, hinahanap niya po yung mga kaparehan ng graphics. So, pag nag-scroll down po kayo, makita niyo po rito, may makita po dito, i-copy ko lang po siya ulit and then pwede ko po siya i-paste dito ulit for inspiration lang po siya. So, once na kunwari po may inspirations na po ako, na okay na po sa inspirations ko, and then what I would do is, ito po yung sa artboarding naman na ginagawa ko po sa aking design flow. So I would just right click here, yung sa may move to, yung sa first two, and then select the artboard and then isa-select ko lang po muna yung full artboard na ganyan. Then I would name it mood board or inspirations. Inspiration. Okay. Once it's done po, dumount lang po konti. Save ko po ulit. So ito pong pinaka-importante sa design process, it's saving your progress. Sa pag bigla po nawalan ng kuryente, iiyak po kayo. AP Media Tutorial. Okay. Okay. Save. Tapos po, I will create another board or artboard. And then makita nyo po rito, nag-random square lang po. Pwede po siyang maliit, pwedeng malaki. But I will resize it po ulit sa 1080. So, punta lang po sa Properties tab. Pag hindi nyo po alam kung saan po ang Properties tab, you can go to Windows and then search nyo lang po dito yung Properties. Ito po, Properties, Windows, then Properties. Then magpapakita po siya. So, i-select nyo lang po yung mood board. Nakaselect po siya saan ngayon. And then, dito po makita po natin width and for W and then height for H. Medyo lakihan lang po natin para po makita. So, pag ni-right click ko po siya, pwede po makita pixels, inches, centimeters, depende po kung ano pong measurements na ginagamit po ninyo. So, for me, I'm using pixel po. So, I will resize it to 1080 by 1080 ulit. So, yan po yung main na board ko. I can move my board here. Medyo pwede ko po siyang ilayo or pwede ko po siyang ibaba dito. Depende po sa inyo yan kung paano po yung gusto nyong gawin. Pero usually po nilalagay ko po lang dito sa left. Ayan. By the way po, para hindi po mapasyado mapahaba po itong tutorial kasi medyo ano po ang design process. Usually take me hours po na just trying to compose po yung ating poster or design po. So I will be recreating this design. So let me just maybe copy ko lang po ito na sec. Then still lagay ko lang po siya dito sa may mood board. So pag meron na po tayong dalawa pong artboard, you have to click it po kung saan nyo ipipaste. So in my case, i-click ko po muna sa mood board dahil doon ko po siya ipipaste. I-resize ko lang po siya. Ano yun? Copy. Paste. So, I will be recreating this design po. So, parang ito po yung inspiration ko for this design. So, before that po, kung makita po natin dito sa ating mga inspirations, they have photos of their church or their services. Makita rin po natin dito that they have photos of people worshiping. So, I have prepared po some photos. So this is my main timeline. Ito po yung ating 1080 poster. I will name it square poster po. Square poster. Okay. And then what I will do po is create a color palette. So I will use the rectangle tool. Usually nilalagay ko lang siya dito sa taas outside my artboard. So ganyan po. I will paste maybe 3 or 4. Okay, 4. And then what I usually do is sineselect ko lang po and then makita po natin sa properties yung ginamit po kanina natin, properties. And then meron pong fill dito. So that's the color. And pag kinlik nyo lang, usually po pwede po kayong mag-eyedropper. So click here, click nyo lang po dito. And then click nyo po rito and then there's gonna be an eyedropper tool na lalabas. So usually kinukuha ko lang yung colors then from my inspiration or you can use different color palette. Pero when you're learning a design process or when you're trying to learn a design style tulad po nito, it's a good start to just copy. I-copy nyo lang po muna yung gusto nyong matutunan. So I will just copy the color muna, the colors here, and then there's white, so white lang siya, and then there's black. Yung isa po muna, ano lang natin, i-save lang natin for if ever na may kailangan tayo. Okay, and then dahil po nasa labas to ng artboard, isaselect ko lang po sila and then lock. And then group them, color. Very important din po sa ating design process that we are maging organized po tayo sa ating mga files or sa ating mga layers kasi pag sobrang dami na po ng ating dinedesign and layers, ang hirap po nila hanapin. Very common problem po ito sa mga beginner na designers. Actually, kahit sa mga professionals po kasi minsan po tinatamad kami. So, it's very important that we organize our files and we name them. So, we will name this and group this to color palette. Ano ko lang siya? Lagyan ko siya ng red. Okay. Okay, so after that po, since gumagawa po tayo ng poster, usually po what we do in our church is we create a poster and we create a story form. So yung sa story naman po, the size is different. It's not a square. Medyo pahaba po siya. So what we will do is we'll create another artboard. So we can just select this po muna. Right click again sa may move tool and then select artboard. May makita po kayong plus dito. So you can just click that. So na-duplicate na po yung ating square. And then we'll go to our properties. Then resize po yung height. So since yung sa story is medyo pahaba po siya, portrait. So the size is 1920 1080. Depende na po yan sa inyo kung anong size po ang gusto nyong gamitin. So in our case po, we use 1920 by 1080. So yan po yung ano natin. Ito po yung 4 square, ito po yung 4 story. But then gusto ko kasing mag-create ng background muna, yung background po na may mga tao worshiping the pastor and stuff. So what I will do is create a bigger size na canvas that is bigger than this. So what I will do is I will create a 1920 by 1920. So we have this, and then I will name this background. Ito naman, poster or story form. So let's name them. And then ilock lang po natin yung ibang ano natin, ibang canvas na hindi po muna gagamitin. So we will work on our background po muna. And here, since nga po they have people worshiping, ganyan, we're trying to learn this design. People worshiping, people of their church, ganyan. So I have photos here. So may mga resources po kami. We took photos for in our services. And yun po yung gagamitin ko dito. So, for example po, this one, I'll just drag it in. Make sure that nasa background po siya na canvas. And then, scale down ko lang po siya. Press, ang shortcuts po ng pang scale down is Control T. And then, press Alt para po constraint yung even po yung laki niya at pagpaliit. Okay po. Then what I usually do is just compose po muna. Put a lot of pictures in yan. Mga gusto pong pictures. So I will show you this folder po. So just look for photos here that you want to use for the background. So mostly po I look for people that are worshiping. And then i-drag ko lang po siya. Let's put it on the side. Bali yung mga photos po na ito ay color graded na, so I don't have to color them anymore. Let's see. Let's just check this. So mostly po what I do is I look for yun nga, people that are worshiping, crying, ganyan. So I might use this one. Okay, so now ganyan lang po muna. Okay. Let's look po for sa ibang folder. So AP Media here. Pics. Let's see. Check po natin yung meron dito. So this one, I'd like this one. Okay po, siguro okay lang po muna tong photos na to. And then what I usually do po ay, kasi meron po ang tablet dito. So what I usually do is, for example, ito po muna, number 1 na photo. Minamask ko po yung edges para hindi po sharp itong edges nito, yung sa gilid. So what I usually do is go here, may mask po dito na icon sa baba. You can see, it's right here. Yung may butas po sa gitna. So create a mask, then may lalabas po dito na black na layer. And then I will use the brush. So may mga brush po ako dito. I will use sa general brush lang. I will use the soft round and then make it bigger. Then what I usually do is bring the opacity down here. Siguro around 50 or 14% lang muna. And then sinasoften ko lang muna yung edges. Pero one thing I forgot is I usually put black background muna. So punta tayo dito sa adjustments, click adjustments and then put solid color and then select black. Select background, solid color, black, okay. And then we'll put the black solid color sa pinakababa and then ilock lang natin para hindi natin siya magalaw. Then let's go back here sa photo na to. And then let's continue masking yung edges para hindi siya sharp. So select the mask. I-ano lang natin yung edges. I-mask out lang natin. For example, dahil gusto ko yung light doon sa taas, I wanna put it doon na lang muna. and then open the other photos. Then let's see how, sometimes what I would do is just remove the people on the background completely. So sometimes it works on Photoshop. So just right click and then rasterize layer. Kasi nakaano siya, para siyang it's on a smart layer or smart object. So ni-rasterize ko siya and then click properties and then you remove background. Usually ang inaan ng computer is nire-remove ng computer yung background. Ang computation niya is parang kung alin yung naka-focus sa camera. So it does the work 75%. So at least hindi ko na kailangan alisin yung iba. So what I usually do is after alisin ng Photoshop yung iba, lilinisin ko lang po yung iba. So itaasan ko na yung opacity rito. So iba-brush ko lang. Brush lang excess. For the background, it doesn't have to be perfect. Yung pagka-alis nyo yung sa ibang background, yung sa ibang tao, okay na may ano, dahil i-aano naman natin siya. I-store lang natin yung ibang details dito. Like this. So let's just put it on the side muna. And then the other photo, we mask ulit, create a mask. Mask it out, black. Kunwari po 'pag accidentally niyo na-mask yung object niyo ganyan or na-darken niyo ng onti, just press X. So, what mask does is 'pag nag-paint ka po ng black dito sa layer na 'to, try ko siyang lakihan, large thumbnail. 'Pag nag-paint ka po ng black dito, nire-remove niya po yung photo but not deleting it completely. So, you can still restore it. So ano po, if you wanna restore, just paint white. So I will press X. So pwede nyo po palitan dito. Press X or just press this icon. And then paint over yung gusto nyong i-restore. Okay. And then pag mag-aalis po kayo ulit, just paint black on the layer. Ayan po, ito po. Ang ayoko lang po dito ay yung fan sa taas. So I just wanna remove the fan kasi hindi po siya maganda visually for church. I-mask lang po natin yung edges. Then, okay, don't forget to save po ulit. Just press Control S or go to File and then Save or press Control plus S. And sa Mac naman po, Command plus S. Unless you change your keybinds. And let's add another photo. Let's look here. So, gusto ko to. Ito yung nagpe-pray. Let's add this. Itan ko lang muna siya. Maybe put it here. So, sometimes you don't have to remove it completely. So, gusto ko lang siya ipunta sa likod, pinakalikod, and then put mask. So, imamask ko lang yung sharp edge para mag-blend siya dito sa other photo sa tabi niya. Yan. So, ganun lang yung goal natin dito. It's to blend all the photos together. Na para wala siyang sharp edges or mahalata na hindi magkakasama yung photos. So, here, ganun ulit. Pero gusto ko siguro itaas ito ng unti lang. And then makita nyo dito, meron siyang ano. So what I will do is I will restore some of the yung colors lang dito. So I will paint white. Picture na nasa taas ng layer na to. Okay. See. Okay. And then maybe remove some of this para makita yung kamay. Mag-blend lang siya. Okay, and then I'll select this photo. Alisin ko lang din yung sharp edges niya. This photo, makita po natin medyo sharp ulit dito. I will just remove it. And just blend it here. So you wanna use soft brush here para po mag-blend siya ng maayos. And then medyo light lang yung opacity para dahan-dahan lang yung pag-adjust niya. That's why it's also very important that you use black background for this. Kasi pag white po siya, medyo halata siya. Ganyan po siya pag white. So you wanna use black background for it. And then so for example, this one, dahil kinrap ko siya, pwede ko siya ilagay lang dito. Yan. Medyo nag-overlay lang siya dito. And then lilinisin ko lang kung nasa kamay banda kasi meron siyang black. So just paint just paint black sa mga areas na gusto mong alisin. Okay. Then restore this. Restore yung sa mukha niya dahil medyo nawala. Okay. Control save. And then let's add another photo. Let's look for photos again. So let's look for okay. Let's look for photos here. People that are worshiping, raising their hands. Okay, maybe this one. Data lang po natin. So we could fit more photos. And then put a mask. Brush lang po ulit yung edges. Para hindi siya halata. Now what we can do is we can put it up here. Alisin lang po yung edges ulit. So it will blend well with other photos. Yan. Save. Another photo. Let's look for ones that are raised. Okay. Or this one. This one. Oops. Sorry. Okay, this hand. Control Enter. Control T. Scale it down. Maybe we can put it maybe here. And put a mask. So brush lang po natin ulit. So if you don't have a pen, you can use your mouse pa din po. So I will be using the mouse. So mas matrabaho lang po siya. Pero it's workable naman po. You can still use the mouse. For this, maybe I want to remove the background completely. I just want the hands. So I will just click the layer that I want. Then press E. Press wait, apply. I can apply. Yung wait lang, palitan ko lang po ulit yung aking small thumbnails. Okay, just click the file, right click, and then rasterize, and then go to properties again, remove the background. And press it. Okay. So yung kamay po, nakuha na po yung kamay lang. So dahil di pa po siya tapos completely, I will just paint black sa areas na ayoko po ulit tulad po nito. And so if you wanna restore some areas, pwede nyo po gawin. Yung sa edges lang. Just paint white. And maybe I wanna put it somewhere. Maybe here. Then let's look for more photos. Maybe this one. Scale it down. Put it here. And then, doon lang po. Same process. Put a mask. Paint black. The edges. Or the things that you want to remove. Okay. And save. Then let's add more. Yung medyo close-up shot siguro. Let's see. Let's look at the other folder. Maybe this one. Close-up shot. So, lagay ko lang muna siya sa top ng layer. And then, rasterize it. Medyo gusto ko siya i-flip. So, right-click and then flip horizontal. So, let's see. Scale it down. Tingnan natin kung saan natin siya pwede i-position. Maybe here. Okay. Then, what you can do para makita mo siya, if you wanna position it, you can reduce the opacity here kung makita mo siyang babagay siya, okay? So, siguro ganyan. And then, I will just bring it back, put another mask, and then paint on the edges. I-mask lang po natin yung edges niya. So, right there. Okay. So, nag-blend well siya. And then, magdagdag pa tayo. I don't wanna use black and white. Pwede ko to gamitin, but it's on black and white. Let's see. More people. Okay, pili this one. Okay, zoom out, scale it down, put it here where you want it to be. So, check, and then you can decrease the opacity para ma-compose mo lang siya where you want the photo to be blended in. So, ganyan po siguro. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. And then, tasa lang po yung opacity, put a mask, layer mask, and then paint black on the sides. Yes po, Pastor, we have a lot of photos. Mga old photos po ito. And okay. So maybe more congregation, like a group shot or something. So tingin po tayo dito. Let's look, let's see here. Maybe things like this. Up. I wanna flip it dahil sa side ko siya ilalagay. Maybe here, decrease the opacity. So para makita natin kung saan siya magbe-blend. Maybe here. Okay. So, ito isa lang din natin mga konti. This one. Okay. Set it up. Put the mask. Just brush away. Okay. Tago lang natin siya dito. Siguro it's better if it's here. Let's flip it. Yep. It's Medyo sharp yung edge sa bottom, so i-on mo lang natin. Fade out. Okay, maybe let's add 2 more or 1. Tingnan natin dito. Pwede. This is youth night. Let's see. Maybe this keyboard test. Ibaba lang natin siya sa pinaka-bottom. And then soften the edges. Actually, let's not use that. Yung tayo iba. Fix. This one. Kamay lang. Up. Scale it down. Here. Opacity. Okay. Like that. Put opacity up. And then put the mask. Isin lang yung edges or the things that you want to remove para mag-blend lang. Zoom in. For the zoom in and zoom out, I press Control minus or press Control plus for zoom in. For zoom out, press Control minus. Ang shortcut naman for pwede rin ata sa mouse eh. Yeah. So press Control plus space and then click on your left button mouse and then drag to the right to zoom in and drag to the left to zoom out. Okay, once we're done, I think that's okay na. So for our background, and then select all photos that we used and then press Control G to group them or right click and then group layers. Where is it? No, or you can just select the folder here. Select nyo lang yung folder dito once you selected the photos. Or you can press Control D to group them and rename background comp. Let's say background comp for compilation. And then I will just duplicate it by clicking it and then press Control J to duplicate or press right click and then duplicate group. But it's faster to just press the shortcut. Control J. I-hide ko lang muna yung copy and then what I would do is just select it, put the mask again, and then right click, convert to smart object, and then copy. Then I would go back na sa poster natin, sa square poster. So I would just click on ilalak ko muna yung background ko. We'll go to square poster, unlock it, and then paste here the background. Since we don't have a black background, medyo ganyan siya. So what we will do is put a solid background that's black. So go to adjustment, solid color, put black, and then ibaba lang natin siya. So we have a usable background here. So sometimes meron siyang ganito pa. So we have to clean them. Mga nag-overlap na edges. So just select this and then repaint lang. Okay, Control save. Okay, now that we have our background, we will start working on our main design. So okay na yung background natin, we will have to create, we have to choose the font and then the other details. So what I will do is just lock the background for now and the solid color. And sometimes I would just put a solid color, another black, and then binababan ko lang yung opacity. So medyo para mag-darken lang yung background. Para mag-pop yung ating text. So press T for text or you can select the text tool here. And then, let's say, Knights of Fire. Ano ang ating ano. So, Knights muna. So, select your text. Medyo black kasi siya ngayon. So, go to Properties, select Color, and then you can just eyedropper tool yung ano, ginawa nating color palette kanina. So, maybe I'll go for white for now. So, white muna para makita lang natin siya sa background natin. Knights. Then, of Fire. So, we will just copy this or recreate this. Then, line up lang natin sila. So, select both of our text. Press Ctrl T to transform them. So, pag na-Ctrl T natin siya, pwede natin siya i-adjust yung size. By pressing Alt, you have to press Alt pag lalakihan nyo siya. Pwede rin hindi, pero ganito lang siya. So, it's resizing pero constrained yung sa edges. Pero pag pinress mo yung Alt sa gitna siya mag-adjust. Then, press check to save your transformation. And then, Control T again. Just select it. And then, pwede natin siya group. Dahil we are working on the artboards, hindi natin siya masasenter ng ganito lang. Kasi usually, lalabas yung guide para mag-center siya. But we will use this, yung nandito sa taas. So, pag kilik ko siya sa gitna, magigitna siya. And then, pag ginanto ko siya, syempre, magana siya. So, that's why we have to group them. Group muna natin sila and then, we center them or kung anong gusto nyo alignment. So, you can align left, align right, center, top, bottom, or center. And then, so, dahil naka-group siya, we can still, so we can go inside the group. And then, medyo i-offset ko lang to on the Knights of Fire, yung off fire. Okay, select the group. And then, select the group, press Ctrl T. And then, makita nyo dito, there's a bounding box. Yung, mga bounding box and how you control them. So, when you press Ctrl plus Shift and then select a bounding box, pwede nyo siya i-skew. Or you can go right-click and then skew. And then pag ni-right-click nyo and then skew, you can select a bounding box and then pwede nyo siyang i-ano. Pag minove nyo siya, magaganyan siya. Or this. Or this. So, balik ko lang. So, Control T, right-click, skew. For the shortcut, Control T, Control plus Shift, and then click nyo lang yung isang side. You skew it to the angle that you want. So, gusto ganyan. And then maybe skew ko siya ng pa-right. Okay. Okay. And then maybe move the knight or the knight's onti ng left lang. So, just composing the text. Then, select the group. I-center ko lang sila ulit dahil may changes. Okay. Now, that's centered. Now, we will work on some text effects. So, kasi I have styles here or presets that I've made before para makasave ng time. So, in design flow, in your workflow, this will come as you learn designs. So, in my case, as I'm learning this kind of design or design style, along the way I'm creating, as I discover things, na-discover ko din how to create the styles that I usually use. So, for example, this one. So, if I just click this, dahil nga nagawa ko na siya before, so para efficient and effective yung ating flow for designing and saving more time para mas mabilis natin magawa yung flow or para mas mabilis natin magawa yung design and mas makapag-flow pa yung ating mind to do other things, to improve other things. So, we don't, para may time pa tayo sa ibang bagay sa ating design. So, what we have here is my preset ng Knights of Fire, but I will teach you guys how to do it. So first, go to effects. So there's effects here sa baba ng mga layers. Click effects. Then you can go to blending options. And then, usually hindi ganito ang itsura niya. Kasi I already applied a style so kaya medyo kulang. But if you wanna add effect, makita nyo siya rito. So, I would add inner glow. So, mag-add tayong inner glow and then opacity is blend mode is normal, opacity 100% and the color, depende sa color na gusto niyong gamitin. So, what I would use is medyo offset siya sa color na gagamitin natin sa main font. So, para mag-glow siya. Okay, so I will use this yellow and then let's add not pattern overlay, outer glow. So, medyo darker naman siya. So, para pag nag-add tayo ng darker color, makikita nyo dito, medyo nag-glow na yung sides niya. So, if we have a different color or medyo closer sa color, hindi siya masyadong halata. But depende na sa yan kung anong gusto mong gamitin. So, what I would use is this one, medyo brownish orangey. And then, I can add a drop shadow para lang mas halata yung effect sa ilalim ng So for the outer glow, you can use screen. Depende to, pwede nyo siya i-adjust. So you can add spread. Depende yan sa inyo, add spread or size para mas mag-spread yung pagka-glow niya or yung color. So medyo lang tayo. Saddle. Less is more. Okay. So yan, and then next one is we'll add a gradient overlay. So ang gradient overlay ko, maganda siya if it's closer to the outer glow or the outer glow and inner glow. So what you can do is you can do the muna. You can do the gradient overlay. So in my case, I'm gonna use yellow and orange here. So dahil mostly yun ang ginagamit namin na color palette for our church. Yung font po na ito ay Monument. Medyo po siya. So the font is Monument Extended. It's ultra bold. Meron po siya sa the font. So let's go to yan effects ulit natin, makita natin yung effects nandito and then apply again the outer glow, all the effects that we have. So ganyan siya. And then what you can do once na nagawa mo ng effect na yon, here's a tip for sa mga nagsisimula na mag-create ng kanilang assets or kanilang library for effects and stuff. So once you're done na gawin yung effect or this effect that you want to save, just click on the new style. I-click nyo lang new style and then name it. Maybe effect 01. Ganyan. Effect 01 and then press OK. And then what you can do is ngayon we will apply it to the knights, yung sa text na knights. So we will have the styles tab here. Dito nyo makikita yung sinave nyo na presets. Pero if hindi nyo siya makita, just go to window, dito sa taas, window, and then look for styles. Okay, styles. And then andito na siya. Now, hanapin nyo lang dito yung effect nyo. So this one, it's this one. Yung last one na ginamit ko. Okay. Now that we have this text effect, what can we do next is add textures or overlays. So this is main components of my design. Kadalasan ko siyang ginagamit sa mga design ko. So I have library of elements, of textures and stuff. So I will go, okay, James Resources, graphics, and then maybe let's go to texture overlays, alchemy, I think it's part 3. Itong resources na ito, sinend ko po siya dati sa MMF. I don't know if nakasave pa siya or makikita nyo pa siya doon. But if you guys want these resources, just let me know. I-message nyo lang po ako and I willingly want to share them with you guys. So let's go with flares. So I want to add flares. But first, let me remove this. Hide lang natin siya. So, ito yung resources. Makita natin dito yung layers. So, there's flares effect here that you can use. Okay. So what I will do is I will use this flare effect number 3. So I will just copy this one and then paste it here. So dahil blue ito, hindi siya bagay sa composition natin na orange and yellow. But what we can do is we can create an adjustment layer down here. Okay, create an adjustment layer and then there's hue and saturation na effect. So just click that hue and saturation effect and then lalabas ito. Lalabas to sa properties and then you can change the color here. So pag change mo yung hue dito, it will change the color. Pero kuya, bakit nagpapalit din yung aking layers, yung other layers? So what you can do para hindi siya magganyan, you press this layer and then you can right click and then create clipping mask. So ang gagawin niyan is it will only apply this layer, this effect sa underlying layer. So sa baba lang na layer which is our flare effect. So ang shortcut nun, if you want to apply that quickly and you don't want to press right click and then clipping mask. So for example, nakaganyan siya. What you can do is press Alt, lalabas yung icon na yan, and ilagay nyo lang siya sa gitna ng dalawang layer. Press Alt and then left click. Then mag-apply na siya automatically. Okay, and then let's change the color. Na medyo malapit sa ating sa ating color palette. So medyo orangey. And also you can use the colorize here. Pwede nyo siya i-colorize. So what that will do is the same effect. It will colorize kung ano yung nilagay yung color dito. And then you can adjust the saturation. Medyo siguro ganyan. Yung lightness, depende na yan. Sometimes kasi itong mga layers na to, they have black background. So let's hide this muna. So when I go here, makita nyo dito sa blend mode, it's on screen kasi nakaset na siya dahil sa galing siya sa aking resources, naka-automatically set na siya. But when we go to normal, it's actually in a black background. So if we want to remove that background, we can just go to blending mode here on top, or you can go to properties and blending options, and then you can change it here. You want to use screen or lighten, depende na yan, which looks better. Depende, nagva-vary siya sa pictures. Some photos you can use overlay, pero most likely pag black ang background mo, you use this area, lighten, screen, color dodge, linear dodge, add, lighter color. In my case, I'm gonna use screen. Then press OK, and then let's add the effect. So here, dahil nga meron siyang black background, pag nilighten ko siya, nagla-lighten yung black background. So what I want to do is just put it on the dark side para ma-hide lang yung black background. And then what I will do is select the hue and saturation and flares. Press Ctrl T para i-resize or transform, and then i-scale down ko lang muna. Press enter or check here. And then what I will do is right click and then convert to smart object. And then what I will do is go here again and put screen. Okay? Tapos ano ko na siya, ilalagay ko na siya rito. So position ko siya rito siguro right here. I-align lang natin siya. And then what I can do is press Ctrl J to duplicate the layer na nakaselect. Then you can, pag dinuplicate mo siya, magma-magnify yung effect niya dahil na doble siya. Ganyan. And then we can group this again, name these flares. Then select ulit natin group, name this main text. So remember to be organized. So sa flares, Ctrl J ulit. So let's duplicate it here. Para meron siyang ganyang effect. Okay. Right. And then usually sa posters, there's details na mga importante. So let's lock our layers muna. Let's lock lock these layers para hindi siya magalaw. And then as we can see here, meron pa tayong other details or other effects that we did. So there's flares here. Since it's Nights of Fire, we can add flares. So let me see kung nasan yung, let's go to check ko kung andito yung flares effect ko. Which overlays. For example, if you guys want to use resources, for me, I use Envato Elements. So we have Envato Elements. We use it on our church. So I would just search flares or fire sparks. If you have Envato, you can use Envato, or actually you can, when we didn't have Envato, I just use Google. So for example, Google Fire Sparks overlay. And then just go to images. Madaming fire sparks dito. For example, this one, it's free on VecTZ. So just visit VecTZ and then look for the fire sparks that you want. In my case, maybe I'll use this one. So there's free oops, this is a video. Okay. For example, I want to use this one. You can go to VecTZ or just right click, open in a new tab, or open image in a new tab. So dahil medyo malaki siya, I think it's 4K res. It takes a while to open. For now, I'll just download some thing here sa aming. Okay, and then just drag it on our Photoshop. Okay. Press check muna. Then we can resize it to the size that we want or to the composition that we want. And as you guys can see, black background siya. And yun nga yung sabi ko, let's just go to the blending mode and set it to screen or linear dodge add or any kung anong gusto nyo effect dito. Just try everything which looks better. Kung anong mas maganda yun ang gamitin nyo. So, medyo hanggang ganyan lang siguro, or actually we can medyo scale up ko lang siya, lakihan ko lang. Okay. So ganyan siya. Now what we can do is we can also duplicate this para ma-magnify yung as tumoble yung effect. Or what we can do is go to filter and then to blur gallery and then maybe iris blur. Then we will have this blur effect. So let's just drag it here. Siguro ganito. It's just gonna add a blur effect. So para hindi siya masyadong sharp yung fire sparks, you can add blur para medyo realistic siguro siya. Depende na sa inyo yan kung anong effect ang gusto nyong magawa. But this is just an idea. Okay. And then next would be, since we have our main title, next would be our details. So it's important that we put our details. These are the things that you need to communicate with your pastors and your leaders. It's very important that you gather all the details that are important for our announcement posters. For example, in this one, the dates and the time. Sometimes you need to add directions or locations of the event kung saan gaganapin yung ating event. So in my case, I will use, okay. For example, let's put, what's the date today? June 26. Okay, ilagay mo natin dyan. And then let's select a font. Usually, on my font selection, I use 2 fonts to 3 fonts. It depends. And mostly malapit lang yung ginagamit ko na font sa main na text ko. For example, I used Monument here. So it's a sans serif, I think. Yeah, it's a sans serif font. So I would use sans serif as well. So hanap lang tayo dito. Maybe, or it depends. You can use any font na babagay talaga. I just eye it. Minamata ko lang minsan. So maybe we can't use because it's a free font. Okay, maybe let's just go with Bebas. Bebas Noya. Okay. June 26. And then select separate June 26, and then maybe select this, Control J, Control T to duplicate, and transform, and then change lang natin ulit. Maybe let's say 6 p.m. 6 p.m. So these are the dates and time of our event. And then what you can do, what I usually do para ma-emphasize ko yung date and time is I can use elements to emphasize them. For example, let's go to elements. Maybe I can use some papers to just emphasize them. So I have, or tape, something like that, or sticky notes. For example, let's use this sticky note. Let's see kung babagay siya. So you can use sticky notes, put it down, then you can just change the font to black. Let's pick with that. You can do that, or what I usually do is I use my pen, and then I create a new layer, and then I have brushes here that I use for writing. For example, maybe this one. Let's try this, James. Okay, and then I would take this color and then just draw. I can circle it. Pwede kong liitan. I can just circle it and then underline it. Put arrows. Draw arrows. Okay, if you don't have a graphics tablet, what you can do is you can just go on the internet again and just search for arrow vectors. So I have here, let's go back, graphics, elements, and then let's see, scribble set. Okay, arrows. You can use these elements. Okay. Since it's black, pero it's not customizable kasi. So kung ano yung ano lang niya, yun lang siya. So then we go to effect, color overlay, so we can change the black color to the color that we want. So maybe let's press OK first. So go to color overlay, like this, and then equip our color palette. So it's important that we have a color palette para consistent yung ating colors gagamitin. So we can use arrows, we can flip it. We can use arrows to emphasize the details. Okay? So, pero I will just use my brush and just leave it like that. Maybe just erase the arrows, or we can resize it. I'm gonna use the lasso tool to select, Control T, resize it. The other one as well. Control T, oops. Select, Control T. Okay, So, for example, if you have preachers, let's say, for example, you have preachers for the event. You can add photos of the preacher. Maybe, let's see here. Maybe this one. You can add it here, and then it's the same. It's the same thing. Just right click, rasterize image, go to properties, remove the background. Okay, we have our preacher here, and then what I will do is scale it down, and then medyo siguro okay na yung composition na yan. But here, right here, we will remove it. So we will draw a mask again. So I will use a smooth circle brush, a soft round brush, make it bigger, and the opacity or maybe 60%, and then start erasing just to blend it on the background. Okay, now that we have this, what else can we do? Okay, let's try this effect. This one, yung my line. Okay. So for that effect, okay, let's group these details first. Remember to, okay, details. Remember to be organized. And then these are air effect. Put this to background. Okay. Now that we're organized, let's try that effect. So select the okay. Select our main text and then just duplicate it muna. Then you want to okay, let's rename the main text duplicate. Let's rename the other one. Then ilagay lang natin siya sa baba. And then the top one, what you want to do is press Alt. We wanna try to convert it muna. I'll convert it to smart object. Take it like this. So wait, let me make sure it's gonna work. Okay. Okay, so what I did is I duplicated the main text, one on top of the preacher. So that it's this one, and then one behind the preacher. Okay, so ang i-edit natin is yung top one. So what we will do is, since we have this on group, press right click and then convert to smart object. It's gonna make it flat, all the effects and stuff. Then press Control Save. Don't forget that. Press Control Save. And then what we'll do is go to Effect, press Stroke. So we will add stroke. So stroke is adding a line on your layer. Lines or parang borders. I'm not sure if that's the right term. So what I will do is add maybe a 2 pixel, and then maybe from the inside, and then go to blending options. So dahil nakita niyo siya, ganyan siya, go to blending options, and then decrease the opacity. No, not the opacity. Fill opacity. Just decrease the fill opacity, and it will create that effect. If we want to improve that, so let's go back. What I can do is select our main layers, or the text layers, and then what we can do is rasterize. Is it yeah, rasterize layer. Select them. Select the group. Add stroke. Instead, okay, and then fill opacity. It's not align. Wait. What happened here? Okay, let me just double check. Sorry, guys. I, I something. Oh, it's rasterized. Okay, let's go back. I'm just gonna rasterize this layer or this group. Control E, and then stroke. Okay, and then just decrease it. Let's try maybe a different color. Okay. No. It's okay. And then press Alt and then click. So para magganyan siya. Press Alt and click or right click and then create clipping mask. Right click, create clipping mask. So it will clip it to the picture. Okay. You can use different color then if you guys want. If you guys want white, you can use that. Use that for now. Okay, if you don't want that effect, you can just delete it and then just put this up. We're good with that. And then other things that I do is I add other elements. So babalik tayo dito sa alchemy. Let's add dito, let's check the HUD or /tech. So maybe this one, let's add this. Select and copy, paste it here, make it smaller, and then just add it here. Depende kung saan nyo gusto. I-composition nyo na lang kung saan nyo sila gusto ilagay. And then maybe this one. Guys, if you want these resources, just let me know. I can share them to you. Put it here. And what else? Let's see. Okay, this one, cross. Make it smaller. Maybe you can add it here. Pwede nyo rin siya i-color, palitan yung color. Just go to effects, color overlay. You can color it orange or anything that you want na babagay sa color palette nyo. But for me, I'll just put it white kasi ang main text ko or the main contrast that I have for my main text is orange. For example, that. Okay. And then let's go to textures. Ito mostly yung nagpapaganda ng designs na ginagawa ko. So I'll go to my resources here. James Resources, graphics, and then let's go to texture overlays. I have here black paper textures. So makita natin, it's just black papers that are crumpled, that have texture, creases, lines. Depende yan sa gagamitin nyo na design. So for example, if you use a super crumpled one, hindi naman siya super ganda. Okay. And then, for example, put it up. So again, go to blending option or blend modes. Go to screen or lighten. Go to color dodge, linear add. Check everything kung anong babagay. So for me, I might use... Okay, let's just go with the screen again. Okay. Ngayon, yan. That's the effect. So, yung paper, this paper, nalagay na siya sa poster natin, that effect. It actually adds details sa natin, sa poster natin. And if you don't want to add it to your main text, for example, this one, if you don't want to add that, just put it down. Ibaba nyo lang yung layer. Maybe kung sa background nyo lang gusto ilagay, you can just put it on the background. Ibaba nyo lang siya, okay? So, the shortcut for up and down is control and then the square bracket. Left square bracket para sa lower and then pag itataas nyo right square bracket. So for example, pag dito lang sa may background, you can use that. Okay? Pag gusto niyo sa lahat, okay lang din. And then, what I will do is I will add another texture. So, let's go back to texture overlays. And then, I think I have here some grainy gradients. Let's see. Let's just test. Ito yung kagandahan ng process ng design. You get to test, basta i-test nyo lang. Just test everything that you have or any idea that you have. Or pag may nakita kayong idea sa Pinterest or inspirations, just test it. Try nyo pag-aralan. Aralin yung paano ginagawa yung design, yung very details ng design. For example, this one, it has a shadow nung sa paper para it creates a depth effect para hindi siya lang basta flat ba. Meron siyang parang pagka 3D. So, yeah, just test it. So, for example, this one, I will try to get this layer. Okay, and then pupunta ko lang siya sa background. Ibababa ko siya sa background. And then what I will do is I will go here and then test ko lang yung blending options. I'll just go dark, multiply, check everything, screen, overlay, maybe overlay works, soft light, hue, saturation, color. Depende sa inyo yan kung anong gusto nyo ma-try na effect. Diba? So if you guys want this effect, magbabago yung kulay ng background nyo, you can also use that if that's what you want. So ganun lang ang mostly process like that. It's parang i-test nyo lang. And then if you fail, at least you learn something. It might work on other designs, maybe not this one. So let's delete it. And then let's try another effect. Ganun lang. Okay, let's try another effect. I think I have here. Let's go back. Where's it? I can't. It's Lightlix. Okay, this one. I actually shared this Lightlix overlay. It's over, I think, 100 photos of overlay na Lightlix sa MMF before sa group chat. And if you want to have this, just let me know. So just select here a layer and then i-drag lang natin. Let's try using this one. Let's check, Control T. Lakihan lang natin ulit where we want to compose it. So example, that one. And then what we will do is just go here again on the blending options and then screen. Okay? And then ma-add na siya sa ating effect. Let's use screen. Okay, that's another effect, but position is key to everything. Then maybe we can adjust the color by, again, hue and saturation, and then create clipping mask. So you clip it below, and then you can just adjust the hue and saturation. Maybe I'll use this one, then saturate it a bit. Control, click both files, and then just convert it to smart object, and then press select screen again. Okay. Oops. Convert to smart object again. Let me redo that screen. Control T. Okay. And then actually you can add more light leaks. Depende sa effect na gusto nyo makuha. But don't overdo it. And you can choose just the right colors. Important that na mag-stick kayo sa color ng ano nyo. And then just go here. You can add maybe screen, overlay. Mostly screen ang ginagamit. So, this is too much. But if that's what you want, sure. Pero siguro maybe you want to apply it only on the background, sure. Pero yeah, just test it. You can set the opacity, pwede nyo babaan. If it's too much, pwede nyo babaan. So it will only add sa background and toggle lang siya. You can also do that. Yeah, okay. I will share something that I always do. It's my own texture, or like I'm adding noise to my posters. So I will press Control Shift plus N. So it will bring this new layer. That's a new layer shortcut. Control Shift and plus N. And then I will just name it texture. Then you go here to the mode, click mode, and then select soft light. And then check this button. Fill with soft light neutral color 50% gray. Okay. Press OK, and then you have this text, you have this layer. So wala pa siyang effect. Right click and then convert to smart object. Go to filter, and what you can do is you can go to noise and then add noise, and then zoom in ko lang so you guys would be able to see it. So what you can see here, if I remove it, there's a like a noise effect na nagdadagdag sa like grains. So what you can do is you can control the amount. What I usually do is I go for a lower amount lang, very subtle lang. So it will have this effect. That's difference. Okay. And then another thing that you can do, or another thing that I do, is it's not noise. I go to filter and then go to filter gallery. Click filter gallery, and then uh, there's grain here. So I have two grain effects. So I have a grain intensity 16 and then 62 contrast soft grain type. And then the other one is a regular 13 intensity and then 50 contrast. So just apply it. So it's the same thing. Ganun din siya. So you can use both, but this is more subtle. This one, salata siya. This one more subtle. Okay. What else? I will lock that. Let's see here. Okay, let's add another element. So ganun lang guys. What I usually do is I build our posters from ground up. So from the background and then the text. So what I usually do is I add depth to my designs. Okay po. So I will add depth to my designs. So parang there's background, there's text. So parang hindi lang siya flat. So what we can also do is, this is the last effect that I will teach you guys, or last thing that I will teach you. So elements, and then go to maybe torn paper textures. Let's see here. Okay, actually, let's check yung alchemy. There's no torn paper here. Okay, let's open. Let's go to my resources. Actually, let's just use this one. Okay. And then put it here. So it will add another parang layer lang sa ating ano. Or maybe you can put it down here. Okay. Dahil na-cover to, so ilipat natin siya. Rotate lang natin. Pick up. Then what you can do here is you can maybe put the name of your church. Example here. Or like other details that you want people to know. Let's just use monument again. Monument. Regular. Yeah, and then I'll just add our logo. Okay, that's it. And then what you can do is, for example, if we don't have this history form, just delete this, duplicate this one, just press Control J, and then it will duplicate this, and then you resize this, the height to 1920 by 1080. And then what you can do is you can start, if you have grouped everything, so i-move nyo lang sila lahat. So for example, this one, and then what else? This background, Lalakihan mo lang yung iba. And then our main text, let me just igitna ko lang to and other details. So ibababa ko lang sila, igigitna ko with also the flare effect. So that's why it's key. That's why it's important that you guys layer para hindi nyo sila hanapin isa-isa. So when you want to resize it to a story form, it's easier. Okay? And then the background, dahil mas malaki yung ginamit natin kanina, what we can do is just unlock this, then just resize it. Or we can just go here and then copy our background layer na ginawa natin kanina. Oops, that's mood boards. We just look for it. Background, copy, then go here, go to background, paste it here, and there you go. You have resized your poster from square into a story form. And you don't have to redesign everything. Kasi yun usual ang nagiging problem. It saves you time on your workflow. And then you can, yeah. And that's it. Thank you guys for listening for how many minutes? I don't know.
Ayun.
Right.
Dang, wow! Grabe, from scratch talaga yun, bro, ha?
Galing, bro.
Wow.
From scratch.
Hindi ako
Ayun.
na-inform
Okay.
na ano palang movie poster pala yung gagawin.
Pang movie. Yeah, so grabe ang galing nung design process, nakita natin kung paano ginagawa ni James yung kanyang mga design sa sa Epicenter. So ayun. So kung nakikita ninyo, if you watch the webinar kanina, he started with with the inspiration, yung mood board, tapos he started designing, tapos after nun saka niya dinuplicate into different sizes, no, or assets. Ayun. Okay. So bago tayo dumako doon sa question, punta tayo sa question of the night. Ayan. So para manalo kayo ng AP Media merch, James, ano ba yung question mo para sa kanila?
Okay. What's the most important thing to do in the design process?
Ayun. So what's the most important thing to do in the design process? Kanina, shinare yan ni James paulit-ulit. Ayan. Okay, so type nyo lang yung answer sa chat, no? And mamaya pipili tayo ng winner. So dako na tayo sa Q&A. So, Jay, bro.
Ang dami nagtatanong dito sa natin. Pero ang dami rin comments, Sir James, during your talk, yung mga tao na nakatutok sa atin, ang dami rin nilang feedback and sinasabi about your teaching. So, ito, one comment from Regine. Sabi niya dito, laruin mo talaga yung features ng Photoshop. Depende sa taste and concept mo. Yung wisdom na yun ay nanggagaling pa rin kay Lord. Okay, sa mga, kung na-overwhelm siguro yung iba sa paano ba gumawa niya mga super dami na layers, kailangan alam mo pa rin kung kanino galing yung source.
Okay, ayun. So, actually maraming nagtatanong kung pwede daw makahingi ng yung collection na shinare mo, na ginagamit mo. So, maraming nagsasabi na pwede ba raw i-share yan. Ayan.
Yes po. Sure.
Yeah. One question Sir James, saan mo nakuha yung mga assets mo? Did you design some of them or mga free lang yan, sources na nag-gather mo over the years?
Yeah, most of them po are free. So yung mga assets ko po na kinreate, mostly nasa Illustrator ko lang po sila and hindi ko po sila na actually na-organize. So mostly yung pinakita ko pong assets ay mostly free, and some of them are from, yeah, just Google mga free resources. Some of them are from Envato, of course.
Nice. So yung sa Envato, libre yun na mga resources.
No po. Actually, it's a paid one na
Okay.
resources, yeah.
Okay, so parang, yeah, paid ano siya, resource. Okay? Ayun, so meron nagtatanong si Genesis, sabi niya, ask ko lang po, hindi po ba complicated gamitin ng Photoshop?
Actually, sa una it is kasi it has a big learning curve.
Yeah.
Pero once you're able to learn it, nung ako din po nung una, actually, when you're having fun learning something or when you're having fun learning something you're passionate about, I think it's really easy to learn. It's really easy to adapt sa mga ganitong software. And I think it's really worth it to learn this software kasi I think it has a professional grade talaga na software. You can do a lot of things. Like, yun nga, the textures and stuff. Actually, you can do more. I don't know them. Basta ito lang yung mga natutunan ko over the years and experience of, yeah, just designing and learning over the years of graphic design.
Yeah. Quick question, follow-up question, sir. Ano po ang background nyo sa design? Did you take that up in college or is it your full-time work now? And how long have you been designing things like this?
So, yes po. Before I studied graphic design, yes, I studied graphic design. But before that, I'm really passionate na sa visuals talaga. Before I shifted from IT to computer graphics, nag-self-study na po ako. And then, after self-studying for a few months, nung nag-enroll na po ako, nag-start na ako mag-aral, I actually didn't learn anything na from school. That's why you can, I'm not saying that you don't enroll. It's also good that you get diploma. But you can, if you just want to learn the skills, you can do it on your own actually. Madaming tutorials sa YouTube, ganyan.
That's true.
Nice.
Okay.
And how long, let me just answer po yung how long have I been designing. Nag-start po ako mag-aral nung mga bandang 2016 po ata. Actually, mas earlier than that pero hindi po masyado active. Siguro mas active po nung mga bandang 2016, and actually mas active po ako nagde-design this year lang when I'm appointed as, actually last year din po when I'm appointed as, pero more on this year when I'm appointed as director of the media team here in our church. So yun din po, actually my design skills or design style is not like this. Nung naano lang po ako, parang I really have to step up with my design. So over the weeks, every night I try to study a design or kinakopy ko po yung mga design na nakikita ko maganda sa internet. And from there, actually that's one thing I learned when I was learning graphic design on my own. Ito yung sinabi ni Chris Due na parang you have mentors. Hijacking your mentors, it's what he calls it. Na ibig sabihin nun parang they are your mentor but they don't know that you are their mentee. So parang you are just copying their designs, innovating their designs, learning from them, parang ganun.
Nice. Okay, siguro after ng webinar na to, yung mga designs ng mga nanonood ngayon, medyo kagaya na sa ginawa. Sige, sabi nga na nag-comment na isa daw, YouTube University, sabi ni JP.
Yes,
okay,
YouTube University.
Tayo from the Bean. Ano po ang best gamitin sa pag-save para sa social media post? PNG or JPEG?
PNG has higher quality. So I use PNG.
Yeah, when you like this design that you made, if you export it in PNG, how big are the files usually? Like would it reach 10 megabytes or less? Kasi
Actually
like,
po, I'm not sure. Hindi ko po chine-check.
it's fine, it's fine. Pero I usually save with the best resolution.
Yeah, best resolution possible po.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. Si Ronnie, sabi naman niya, Kuya James, ask ko lang po kapag wala pong magamit or limited lang yung mga photos na pwedeng gamitin like congregation, anong pwedeng gawin?
Actually, there's a better solution po dyan. Take more photos. Pero if you don't have, just use with what you have. That's what our pastor teaches us always, na what we have is the best thing that we have right now. Kung ano lang po yung meron tayo ngayon, yeah, let's just use that. If we can improve the things that we can do, let's do it. Kunwari po, if we can take more photos of our services, then let's do that. If that's gonna improve our quality of work, let's do that po. So yeah, if you have limited photos, yeah, just use with what you have. And ang lagi pong sinasabi is parang kung ano yung meron tayo, gamitin natin na parang ilabas natin yung best natin sa kung anong meron tayo ngayon.
Ayun. Curious ako na who does your photography sa church? Ikaw rin ba?
Yes po.
Oh,
And
wow.
actually,
Okay.
pero lately po I'm training my team to take photos. So some of yung old photos po kasi ito na ginagamit, yung mga ginamit ko po is old photos. So it's some of them, yeah, most of them are my shots.
Oo, so kumbaga for next webinar yan. Okay. Yeah.
Kasi ang dami nagre-request no?
Yeah,
Sabi ko, sir, na sabi daw photography naman daw yung next. Galing.
Yeah. Okay. Again, si Davin sabi niya, anong version ng Photoshop ang gamit ninyo?
Anong version? I think it's 2022. Yeah, Adobe Photoshop 2022.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. So yung latest, no? Yung subscription.
Gusto ko yung comment ni Sir Frank. Sabi niya daw yung design daw ng Epicenter, kala daw niya sa Canva lang ginawa. At hindi pala yung design process, no?
Maraming churches na gumagamit din ng Canva sa design, especially pag hindi alam mo yun, syempre gaya ng sabi mo, Photoshop sa learning curve. Pero how would you convince someone to level up their design skill by moving to Photoshop? Ayan.
How am I gonna convince someone? Actually po, I'm not sure, but if you really wanna have a bigger things to do, or actually it's not just Photoshop, you can use After Effects, ganyan. If you really wanna improve on your design, then you should start using a bigger softwares that really can do a lot of things, na hindi nalilimit yung creativity mo. So that's why, I encourage you guys to use better softwares if you can and if you have the time. But the most important thing is be comfortable sa software na ginagamit mo. Make sure that it's not hindering you to be creative or to do the things that you really want. So if you're proficient sa Canva and most of the things that you do pwedeng gawin sa Canva and you can do it in a really fast or efficient way, then sure, why not?
Mhm.
Very well said, Sir James.
Na-notice ko doon sa design ninyo, merong kumbaga parang cohesive na look na siya, meron na siyang character. When you look at the design of Epicenter, alam mong Epicenter siya kahit iba-iba yung design. So, how did you come up with that character, bro? Is that something that comes with time, or is that intentional yung ginawa niyo?
I think it comes with time po over the years. So our as you know po, Pastor, our graphic designer before is Pastor Jaffer.
Yeah.
So yun, parang he started it na, but the idea comes from Pastor Brian. So the colors and stuff, parang when Pastor Jaffer designed these things, parang either mag-iya si Pastor B and no, and then hanggang sa yun po over the years, we stick with the color palette, with the design style, and then we just improve it. Parang tulad po sa akin, when I was appointed na to be the media director, yung sa posters po namin, medyo kagaya po siya ng previews, but it's kinda different na. Meron ng style ko. Parang ganun po, naglagay na ako ng photos ng mga services po namin. Because I'm a photographer, maybe I can use this sa aming design. So, yun po, dinagdag ko na po siya na parang feature sa namin, sa posters namin. So, it comes over the years. And yun po, ganun din po. Actually, yung tinuturo ko ngayon, my design style, I'm teaching it to sa mga volunteers po namin sa media. And actually, nagulat po ako because they improved my design. Actually, akala ko nga parang para sa akin po mas magaling na nga po siya. Dahil he added something na yun din, in-innovate niya yung design ko and he make it his own style. Parang ganun po siya.
Wow. Nakakatuwa yun, no? Na, kumbaga, you're not just copying, pero you're building upon the design of your mentor, di ba? So, okay.
Yan. Sabi ng iba, sir, i-hire ka daw nila sa sa UAE para mag-design siguro sa church nila. And sabi ni Randy, pwede ka daw maging mentor. So yeah, watch out sa mga mga chat sa inbox mo later, bro.
Yeah. Ayun, so bro, if there are people who want to get in touch with you, bro, paano ka nila ma-reach?
Just message me po on Facebook or maybe Instagram, or I'll just comment po sa na lang sa live para alam po nila yung I'll just comment, hello everyone.
Ayun, okay. So just message si James if you have further questions para sa kanya. Okay, so all right. So thanks guys for sharing your questions. I-share naman natin ang ating appreciation sa ating mentor for tonight, kay Sir James Hidalgo. Ayan, maraming salamat, sir. And okay, so again, ito pong webinar na ito, if you miss the beginning part of it or you want to share it to your teammates who were not able to join tonight, you can actually play this on demand after the live stream. Share nyo sa inyong mga GCs, sa inyong mga team group, FB groups, no? So that they can also learn itong shinare ni James. Okay, so grabe. Okay.
Announce na ba natin yung question of the night natin? Yung
oo. Question of the night. Sino ba nanalo?
Alam kaya niyang nanalo siya.
Yung tanong muna ulit.
Post ka na ba?
What's the most important thing to do in the design process? Actually, manabing nagsabi na i-organize daw. Pero actually, hindi yun eh. Hindi yun yung sagot.
That's one thing. That's one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing. Pero yung paulit-ulit niyang sinabi, isa lang yun. At isa lang tao ang nakakuha ng tamang sagot.
Ano bang sagot doon, Sir James?
It's to save. Huwag kalimutan mag-save.
Yun.
Ayan, so congratulations kay Ana Marie
Panlaygas. Parang kilala ko to
Okay, so Ana Marie, message ka lang sa AP Media Messenger para maklaim mo yung prize. Okay, congratulations.
Congratulations, may AP Media merch ka. And
Congrats
yeah,
po.
sige, just a few announcements sa ating bago tayo magtapos. Abangan po ninyo yung aming Multiply Masterclass about photography. Yung mga nagtatanong po about photography, gusto niyo na ituro namin ito next time. I think this is one of the best things that you can invest on if you're a church wanting to grow your designs. And kita nyo kanina yung resources ni James, kuha lang siya ng photos. I think mag-register po kayo sa Multiply Masterclass na ito. 1,500 pesos for 2 days. I think it's a very good deal po.
Okay, ayun. And also, please visit our merch page sa Lazada. Nasa Lazada ang AP Media if you want to get our merch, mga shirts, tumblers, mugs, etc. Ayan, visit AP Media Philippines in Lazada.
Yeah, and if you have more questions about media and tech para sa inyong mga churches, don't forget to subscribe and mag-join po kayo sa aming MMF Media Ministry Forum group sa Facebook.
Ayan. And again, if you are blessed by this live stream, this webinar that we are doing, please send us stars. It's a way of supporting our ministry dito sa Asia Pacific Media. Balik natin si Sir James. Paalam tayo sa kanya. Ayan, Sir James, marami pong salamat muli for guesting tonight sa Media and Ministry Forum. And we hope, I'm sure, makakasama ka pa namin next time sa panibagong learnings. Ayan. Maraming salamat, bro.
Thank
Thank you so much din po. Thank you po for the opportunity, and to everyone that watch the stream. Sana po may mga napulot po kayo. Thank you so much.
Okay, sure yan. Hindi lang napulot, nahakot. Okay.
Yun,
Sige,
salamat
so,
po. Magandang gabi po sa lahat ng nakatune in ngayon. God bless po.
yes, good night everyone. God bless and see you again sa next webinar natin. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Do you have a camera? Do you desire to expand your skills and make a difference in your community? Join us for a 2-day in-person photography training. In this Multiply Masterclass, you'll learn how to capture photos that stand out from the rest and gain hands-on experience photographing worship services, community events, and church architecture. Our instructor will guide you through the basics of photography, lighting, and composition. Day 1. Theory and samplers. Day 2 will be a photo walk session in Manila. You'll also have the opportunity to connect with other photographers and share your work in a supportive and collaborative environment. Register now for our 2-day church photography training and take your skills to the next level.
Sa dinami-rami ng kapalpakan na nagawa mo, may maniniwala pa kaya sa'yo? Sabi pa nga nila, wala ka nang magiging magandang kinabukasan. Sa lahat ba naman ng mga naging kasalanan mo? Hindi mo maiharap ang iyong sarili. Kasi nahihiya ka. Baka husgahan ka lang nila. Pero, huwag kang mag-alala. Pwede ka pa rin niyang gamitin. Tinawag ka niya. Yan si Jesus.